So this week we're working on Ben Adam Le Makom, our relationship with God. And I thought a fantastic place to start is with the first commandment in the Aseret HaDibra, and I'll explain why as we go along. But let's set the scene. The Jews were slaves for hundreds of years in Mitzrayim. They left Mitzrayim. They're traveling in the desert, and they get to Har Sinai, where they're going to receive the Torah from God. And as we're told, every single Jewish neshama, every single Jewish soul was at Sinai and experienced hearing God say this first commandment that I am about to discuss. And what does God say? What's the first thing? The first thing he says to them directly and has every soul hear? That's this first commandment. And it says, Anochi Hashem Elokecha asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim. I am Hashem, your God, who took you out of the land of Mitzrayim from the house of slaves. Interesting. Why is that what the first thing is? Was it an introduction to need to know God? In a way, actually, it was, I think. And I'll tell you what I think God was trying to tell each and every one of us. Hashem says Anochi, which is the name of God, but Anochi is also how we refer to ourselves when you want to talk about yourself. Your Anochi is your highest self, that part that comes from God. And so God is saying Anochi, that part of you is comprised of Hashem Elokecha. Hashem Elokecha, the two major names of God that talk about Din and Rachamim, and that we all comprise of God inside of us. It's the higher self, the neshama, that has this Din and Rachamim in it. And because we have these attributes of strict judgment but yet merciful, we tend to have our thoughts bounce between the two of them. Sometimes people get really more attached to the din, to the strict justice sides, and some people get attached more to the side of mercy. But we're really all comprised of all of it. And it's very important that we have that in us to help guide us through life, because you can't go through life with just being very merciful all the time and having pity on everything when you shouldn't. And you can't go with strict judgment, because you can't live life like that. It's impossible. You always need to infuse some mercy into situations. So God is saying that each one of you, have this bit of God within you, and you are empowered with that, and that, now he's telling the Jews that he says that he took them out of Mitzrayim, and he took them out of the house of slaves, because each and every one of us, this is something for all time. Each and every one of us go through our own Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is Meitzarim, is through the narrow straits. We all go through very difficult times where we feel that it's impossible to get out of. And we all go through these things. And if we know that we have this Anochi within us, we have this piece of God, that we don't have to worry that we can't do it, because if we're working with the God within, if we're working with that power and with a balance of our personality, then we can get out of situations, even if we think that we're not capable. People, if unfortunately, if people went by their own really rational, logical mind of thinking what can be done and what can't be done based on the fact that we're human beings, I don't think we'd be here today with all the major advancements that we had. It takes a little bit of people to feel that they can do a little bit of the impossible, and that's having the God within us. And it's really important, especially when we're going through difficult times. He's telling the Jews that left Mitzrayim that he had to take them and pluck them out. But he's telling us that we have the ability to do this ourselves because we have a part of God within, to tap into the God within. And if we tap into the God within, we can help get ourselves out of bad situations. And even sometimes, if we're in a mibet abadim, if we're in a house of slaves, meaning that is our whole environment, and we don't even see how we can possibly extricate ourselves from an environment that's so difficult that we feel enslaved to it, like there's no way to get out. We can get out. We have the power of God within, and we should just look at it not just strictly according to everything in the way it is in this world, but look at it with that measure of mercy, that extra step of God that can help us do the impossible. And it's so empowering. This commandment is a commandment to believe in God, but it's a commandment to believe within God within yourself. So to believe into yourself, you have the power with God within you. And if you believe and tap into that and connect to God together, God will help you through difficult situations. And I love that. I really believe that, and it's something that's I think the basis of everything, and that's why it's the first commandment. Let me know what you think of that, okay? And comment, and I'll see you again tomorrow with the next thing.